People were very brave. People got arrested. People were attacked.
Is there supposed to be
And
something?
people massed together. Oh. As I said, great sacrifices were made. Folks were in motion. There was mass upheaval from beneath. And there was also a changing climate in the world. Put that together, and something's got to give. And it finally gave. And the culmination of all the streams coming together was the August 28th, 1963 March on Washington. Everybody, every town and city has in January a commemoration of Dr. Martin Luther King's birthday. And every time I go, I get angrier and angrier because the wealth and the depth of the civil rights movement, the wealth of Dr. King's thinking, the fact that he was militantly against war, that he was fighting poverty, and that he was standing with striking workers when he was assassinated, that was swept away. There's another aspect of history that I just really began, as I was doing a little research, I came to realize the powerful role that labor played in getting folks down to Washington and giving leadership in August of 1963. Coming up in a couple of months, we're going to have another opportunity. It's been endorsed by two central labor councils, the Executive Committee of the San Francisco Labor Council and the Central Labor Council of the North Shore in Ohio, have passed strong resolutions urging all of us in our various struggles to come together, particularly labor, to provide the muscle and the people to make it effective. So far, the National AFL-CIO has endorsed. The culmination, like I said, of success, culmination of the power moving forward was in August of 1963. By 1965, we forced through the enactment, the extension of the Social Security Act, the extension of the Social Security Act to create Medicare and Medicaid. Those were partial solutions, but very significant and vital steps forward in terms of our quest for health care justice. We passed the Voting Rights Act, as I indicated earlier, after great sacrifice and bloodshed, and segregation was officially outlawed in all accommodations, transportation, and so forth. But things bogged down. Should be fine, okay. Very good, okay. I really apologize. Like I said, courage, civil disobedience, arrests, bloodshed, but that brought 250,000 people together in Washington. A few facts that folks may not realize, the vital role that labor played. There was a 10-person steering committee for the whole undertaking. 2 of those 10 were from labor. Cleveland Robinson from District 65 was in charge of the administration team, the people that actually did the physical organizing for getting the buses and the planes and the trains and the carpools together. Walter Luther played a role. There were 5,000 UAW members that went, and there were hundreds of trains and planes and so forth that came together. And that was because labor had the resources to do that. In 1968, Dr. King was leading support work for striking sanitation workers in Memphis, as we know. In my contract negotiations with the hospital I worked at, we were forced to give back certain things a few years ago. And I made a strong case that we have a second Labor Day. We have this Labor Day in September, but Martin Luther King King's birthday should also be considered Labor Day, and that we should have a stake in it because he is a martyr for labor as well as other things. Right now we've got this tremendous upsurge across the country. Detroit, fast food workers are going out. The students in Chicago, following the teachers, they're not putting up with standardized testing, and they're coming together to do something. Those laws passed not because of political backroom deals. Those great steps forward in the mid-'60s came through mass struggle, and then tremendous repression against the African American communities across the country, assassinations, and so forth. Now we've got a new wave of upsurge. We're fighting to take Medicare and expand it to everybody, to have a real effective just healthcare system in this country, but we're confronted with the fight to roll it back. Social Security is under attack. Medicare, one of the better features of the Affordable Care Act is to extend Medicare to the working poor. And in many states, that is the Supreme Court in June of last year ruled that the federal government couldn't force the states to extend Medicare. They had to do it voluntarily. So that's a big fight. Schools, Chicago, Social Security, jobs, and support. We need to go forward. I mentioned the two unions, the National Union, AFL-CIO, the umbrella, and the two central labor councils. You'll find circulated among you today a form that I would recommend we go forward with. One of the first steps in building this movement is, of course, getting these resolutions passed. One of the first steps. Beyond that, we need to mobilize our members and wage the fight.